You're listening to Ernestly Speaking, the only weekly podcast that covers friends, foes, and anything that goes. And now, for your badass host, Ernest Owens. And we're back for a special edition episode of Ernestly Speaking with your host, Ernest Owens, myself. Well, for a minute now, I've been telling people that I was going to do a special edition episode if there was a special occasion. And in this situation, it was. As you all know, probably by now, the podcast is broken into the top 100 of all news commentary podcasts on Apple in the U.S. We're now in the double-digit era now. Double-digit. And, to keep the momentum going and excitement, I had said that I was going to do a special show about Black queer hotels that I thought wasn't a newsy type of show, but it was a bonus episode that I said I wanted to do. I don't have that many hotels, so it's not like it's going to be a big old 2-hour tale. So at least this could be part 1, and then we'll have part 2, maybe, who knows. But I said to myself, if I was ever going to have a special guest, given a special momentous occasion, I said I'm going to bring my best friend on. So without further ado, it's myself and my bestie, Jamarcus Henderson.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
So, I've never had a special guest on the show. We're like, episode 26 or whatever now. And I've done a couple of the bonus episodes. We're close to 30. And everyone's like, oh, you should have a special guest. You should do a guest in this. And I said, well, I want to have a person who was kind of in the first episode, the first 2 episodes.
Yes.
When we did the sneak peek episode I did. And they was like, who was that person in the background? Well, that person is my bestie. And they're having a birthday this weekend. And before we go out and turn up, we said, I want to do this episode since the fans really was excited and everybody wanted to talk. And there was somebody, a good friend of, mine was like, you should do this. And somebody in the comments, this avid listener, big supporter, Brendan, was like, I want to hear these Black queer hotels. I was like, oh, that was a joke. And then it became a thing. So I was like, well, since we on the charts and we want to stay in the charts and get the buzz going and the weekend is here and everything, I said, well, let's just do this fun little episode. And I just thought it'd be just a great time to just, share some hotels. Right. So, for starters, tell them a little bit about yourself so they can know who you are. I always talk about your show. The beat is produced by him. That beat you hear at the beginning and the end is actually based off of a song. But go ahead.
So from H-Town, Texas, and I make and create lots of music. Still in the process of doing that, and just slaying and just working and just being me, being real and keeping it real. So thank you for having me. So how you want to do this? What we gonna do?
I mean, okay, so let's just put some disclaimers on this.
Yes. We might have to change some names. Have to exaggerate and lie then. We gonna see.
Well, we won't lie. But we definitely were going to do, names may be changed. I think names are...
We're going to have to name...
Oh, well, clearly. But let's put it this way. This was previous. This is old. All of these cases for me was 2013 and before. Mm-hmm. Okay? Let me just be very clear. Okay? I was taken off of these streets in 2014. Okay? So all of this was before... February 13th, 2014, because, the girls be like, wait a minute, what about, no. Okay, let's start there. What other things? All these things happened after I was 18.
Yeah.
So I was 18 in 2009, and this all happened between 2009 and 2013, so this is a 4-year span. I had a whole run that was a 4-year span.
Oh my God.
And you've been single for...
I'm single, but I'm not fucking with a lot of y'all that's in the streets.
Okay, so this came in there. So don't even look at the DMs. Don't even go on the Instagram. It's not even happening. You sure?
It's not like back in the day, baby.
Okay, no, back in the day, yeah.
I can't do what we used to do.
Right. You might hear references to dated apps like was it BGC, Black Gay Chat? That's not open anymore, maybe?
She's still up.
She's still available?
A zombie.
Okay, she's a zombie. Well, back in the day, Black Gay Chat, BGC Live, used to be, the site, the premier site. Mm-hmm. I've been off the market, so, what's the new things the girls use now? What they use? What's the app? It's been years.
Grindr.
Grindr, I never liked Grindr. Jack was, yeah.
I heard as far as Tinder, too.
Tinder now?
Tinder, another app called Black.
Do people use Plenty of Fish?
Yeah, some people do. I personally never used it.
Okay.
No.
I only knew BGC. I think Jack came around like around like what that was like summer 2012, 2013, like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because apps weren't really all that on the phones then. So it's a little error. But if I say BGC, I'm not talking about like the TV show or the channel, BCC or,
I would
BBC.
say one thing though, them forums was popping. If you black and you gay, bitch, you know.
Well, for BGC Live, yes. The forums were great because we could talk about music. You know, this is how you can be classy. Not that I'm slut shaming you, but I'm just saying before you was in the DMs like, what's up, what's your size? You would be like, what's your music? Do you like music? Mm-hmm. You know, when Beyonce's 4 came out in 2011? Oh my God, it's been 10 years. But you know, it used to be the thing. So when we reference these things, let's do it.
And if y'all remember the Mary J. Blige stands, then you know.
And then also the Monica fans and Brandy fans that thought she could sing better than Beyonce. And let me be clear, Brandy is the vocal Bible. I do believe that. I'm just saying that there were some fans that were a little delusional. And the Monsters.
Oh, well,
yeah, they weren't on BGC. Well, they didn't. No.
It was a few of them.
A few, but they weren't on BGC Live. It was the Mary J. Blige stands, the Monica, if Aaliyah was alive, she would have killed Beyonce's career stands. Yes. The people that still love Sierra.
Yes, them.
Yes. So the basis of this is that. All right, so let's get into it. I mean, for first of all, background, you know, me and him both met in Houston. We grew up together, and then we came to Philadelphia. Yeah. So, you know, a part of the autobiography is we was from H-Town, but then we came to Philly. And so my hotels began in Philly. Mm-hmm. There was a couple of, Philly. So there's some Southern stories here and some East Coast stories here, but let's just begin. What's my biggest hotel? What's yours? Because you're the guest. You're about to be the birthday boy. What's your biggest hotel? Tell us a story. Tell us a hotel.
Oh my God. Well, before I moved here, child. Before I moved here, you know, I had I was very much single and very much living my life. So, in the words of that show, Insecure, I had a hotation.
A hotation?
A hotation.
Okay.
And you know what a hotation is?
Rotation.
2 to 3 different niggas.
Okay.
3 different situations. Mm-hmm. Depends on what you feel like.
Okay.
On the day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, we have one, we're going to call him E.
E, okay.
We got one, just trade.
Trade. And let's tell them what is trade for those who don't know what trade is.
Trade is it's typically a masculine presenting, so quote unquote straight male. Okay,
so a man that presents straight and hyper masculine outwardly, but privately he's clearly doing other things that would not be quote unquote straight or cishet.
Exactly.
Okay, trade. Yes.
Trade. And then we had a bit of a sweetheart who I'm still in contact with today.
Oh.
So we're gonna call him Sweetheart.
Sweetheart, Trade, and E. Mm-hmm. And are they all 3 different? I mean, clearly Trade was very
educated.
Educated. E for education.
E for education. You know, older.
Older?
I ain't had no business doing that shit.
Oh no. How old was it? Over a decade old?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so this man.
Well, but anyway,
older dick tend to be. Not always. I mean, I married someone younger. I mean, it could be the energy. I need the stamina though. Sometimes they want to be. I felt like I just. Well, go ahead. This is your hotel.
So sweetheart, younger, more in my range.
Okay.
Excellent in bed.
The sweetheart. Okay, and then the trade.
Trade, a little rough, unexpected. I met him unexpectedly.
Okay.
I was actually going to work when I used to work at fucking Ray's Barbecue Shack down in Houston Beach.
Okay, so this is a man you used to meet when you go to the burger shack. The barbecue shack, Ray's.
Well, I was on my way to go pick up my check because it was my birthday.
Oh, okay. That's our full season, yes.
So I was on my way. I was waiting on a slow-ass bus down there, child. You know how H-Town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down there waiting at the bus stop, and this man gets off the bus. And I'm like, why are you looking at me like that, child? Mm-hmm. So I go to the other side of the motherfucking bus stop because I don't want to be bothered.
Right.
So he tried to pick up conversation with me. He said, nice day, ain't it? I was like,
ooh.
What about it? You know, I'm like,
because you don't know.
I don't know you strange man.
You trade. Well, you know he was trading, okay, but he just said it was a nice day.
No, he was trying. You know how the people try to get your attention.
Okay.
You know, hey, how you doing?
Right.
Oh, nice shirt or some crazy shit like that.
You smell good. What cologne is that? Yes, I get that all the time. Versace Dylan Blue. You can't touch this.
You got a lighter?
Oh. Or the Philly dudes in Philly be like, what you get into? But what do you have a lighter? That's the one.
So,
and I don't even smoke.
Right. So this motherfucker gonna ask me, so where the fun at? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fun?
Where the fun?
Fun.
Okay.
Sir, I'm gonna go to work to go pick up my check so I can have a little bit of a turn up for fun. He said, oh, well, I don't want you to be scared or nothing, but I just got out of jail.
Okay. This took a turn.
I just got out of jail and, I saw you and I had to come off the bus. He saw me and got off the bus. Oh. So I was like, child.
Oh.
In the back of my mind, I'm like, child, don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Okay.
But,
all right.
What it was worth, he was cute.
Okay, so he gives you this story.
So, he asked me for my number. I'm like, okay. I was on a bit on the fence, but I was like, I don't know how to feel about this.
All right.
Bitch, I was scared.
Okay.
And so I gave him my number. I'm like, this nigga ain't gonna call me. I just know he's not gonna call me. It's just one of those things you don't think it'll ever come into action or anything like that.
Sure.
Right. So, but that motherfucker made sure he called me. He called me that same night.
Ooh. Well, he didn't like he had a job or anything. He just was his way. At the time, I mean, I just didn't know. Go ahead.
And for the record, that was my first and last time messing with anybody in that whole
world. Okay.
In that world.
Okay, but what happened?
So that same night, I had just turned 20.
Okay.
I think I just turned 20.
And you about to turn 29 now.
Yes.
Oh, so there you go.
20.
All right.
And so he calls me that night. He said, hey, I know it's your birthday. You told me. Let me take you somewhere. So it was like, oh. So in the back of my mind, I was like, oh my God, this man, what? This is really happening. So he picks me up in this big ass Cadillac. Okay, y'all, it's Houston, Texas. Nigga had a slab.
Okay, tell them what a slab is.
A slab is just a decked out car. That's all it is. It's just a decked out car.
Okay.
You know how Pimp My Ride is?
So he just got out with a decked out car, but he was on a bus when he saw you, saw your ass, chased your ass off a bus, but then picked you up in a slab. Was it stolen?
It might have been.
Okay, I'm joking. But go ahead.
I don't know.
He gets you in the slab.
We go to his place, and he was like, okay, all right, I guess, whatever. I fucked him.
I mean, did y'all go out to eat? Did you have dinner or movie?
Yeah, we did that afterwards. But
you did it. You fucked first, and then you.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Girl, I'm gay. I'm not heterosexual. But anyway, I just think shit traditional while being gay.
Okay.
Anyway.
So you. Okay. So okay, let me get this straight. He came.
Yeah. So, bitch. So like. He calls me the next day. He's like, yo, you fucked me up. I was like, what you mean? Like, he said, you smelling good. You so soft. I was like, oh my God. I was like, y'all, all my black gays, why do they always do that? Anyway.
What do they do?
They just be surprised. Like,
well, he never probably had that experience. Was you the first? They like to tell you that you're the first time I've ever done this. I remember guys used to tell me all the time, you're the first time I've ever done this before.
Yeah, so we ended up messing around for a little bit and all that. Mm-hmm. But I no longer talk to that man anymore. Like,
you never talk to him?
I said I don't talk to him anymore.
Well, why did it stop?
Well, child, he did some dumb ass shit one night.
What did he do?
This is the one I told you over the phone.
What did he do?
Bitch. So, I'm moving back to Philly. I'm like, what you doing? I'm trying to get a little residence before I leave. That's all. So, I go to his house. We end up doing condoms. We're out.
So there were no condoms?
No, condoms were out.
He didn't have any condoms in Canada?
No, there were condoms in this situation.
Okay.
So, but my thing is, the nigga ain't had no lube. So, when I tell y'all, this nigga said, I'll be back. He comes back to the house. Let me tell you what this motherfucker had.
What did he have? Okay, lube,
this
right?
motherfucker returns back to the house with hand sanitizer.
Oh my God. I cannot. Wait.
I was like, are you dumb?
well,
are you dumb?
Okay, so he thought that was a alter. I mean, it's not. It should not. Well, he said he wants.
I said, when have we ever fucked and we use hand sanitizer?
Well, he said back to.
You know, I left.
You left?
I left. I left. No, matter of fact, I told that nigga to drive me back home.
Oh, he drove you back home?
He drove me back
home.
That's
awkward.
Let me tell you what he did that turned me so the fuck off. He kept going around in circles back to his house. I say, take me the fuck home. Because in his
head, he thought that he could convince you.
I'm like, take me the fuck back home. I want to go home. What is wrong with you?
So after that, you just stopped talking to him?
I stopped talking to him.
Damn, you just canceled him like that?
Yeah. Besides, I was moving anyway. So.
Well, that's fair. All right. I guess it's my turn. Excuse me. I think it's my turn. Let me put this on your side. Let me stop. All right. That is tragic, though. Hand sanitizer?
I was like, when have we ever we have used any motherfucking hand sanitizer?
Oh, my
Excuse
God.
my language. Y'all.
No, it's real. It's real. Give me that hand sanitizer. Germex.
It's so dumb.
Was it Germex? I mean, listen, he was ahead of his time. Before the pandemic, he had it.
Bye.
He was trying to tell you something.
Psychic.
Listen, that's gonna be. Listen, before I stick you, I'm gonna stick you.
Bye.
Okay, so you know this one. I told you about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's iconic.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this was Philly, summer 2013, summer 2013. And it was quite the time to be alive. I was basically subletting. I was staying on campus. Because you remember that summer. We was wearing that's when we wore it was the 4th of July, because Jamarcus' birthday is on the 4th of July. Mm-hmm. And so this is when we went to old girl's house and had the flags on and all that. Yes. Child. But this was that summer, I believe. Yes. So it was 2013. And I was staying in Philly. I was interning at Penn. And I was staying on campus, but I was staying on campus. So what happened? I was staying on campus, and I was visiting a friend that was staying around 46th Street. And so 52nd Street is like, the iconic 52nd Street, 52nd and Market, that corner. And so back then, I think that's when that app came out. Jack came out. I think Jack came out before then, but it was like around that time. Yeah. And so, at that time, we was really excited because it was the app, and that changed everything. Because BGC Live back then was the thing.
It was popping.
BGC Live was the thing, but it was very. Was it an app? Was BGC?
It was a website.
It was a website. Yep. So back then it wasn't like apps. I mean, Uber wasn't even out then. No, we was doing cabs. Ooh, we couldn't get a cab because it was black. It was hard. But like we went to the neighborhood, if they saw two of us and we put the money out, sometimes they would pick us up. But that's because we would tell them where we was going. So I used to live on 39th and Walnut, 3900. So I used to tell them when we was at 13th and Walnut, I say, oh, you're just going straight down. I'm on 39th and Walnut. Just go straight down. Mm-hmm. And so, anywho, I'm digressing. 52nd Street was that street. Still is that street, I guess, for things. I mean, you want to buy bootleg DVDs, Lucy.
Fake J's.
Fake J's?
Trade.
Okay, anything. So I was on this app, and anybody who's used the Jack app knows that you don't necessarily know, people don't necessarily have to call you. You don't know if they're using fake pictures, real pictures. You just don't know nothing. You don't know anything. I mean, people are supposed to be who they are, but a lot of people be not who they are. Mm-hmm. But it's always something going on. So it was a hot summer. It was definitely a hot boy summer that summer. And I just remember I was on it and someone was messaging me and they were like, oh, you cute. What you doing? I said, nothing. They said, oh, where you stay around West? I said, yeah, I am. I'm actually on 46, but I stay around campus. And they're like, okay, well, I'm on 52nd. So, you can meet me up there. We can just chill or whatever. And I said, okay, well then we can meet there and we can we could, go to my crib or something. So that's how I was. It was cute, innocent, light. Right. So this person was messaging me and they were, telling me or whatever we was messaging. So I was on 52nd Street. I was in the area after going to 46 because one of my favorite spots was like a Jamaican food spot on 52nd. You remember that one? So there's Sunday's Best and there's the other one. And so I used to love the food over there. And this is before I was like living in West Philly, like all in the mix. Okay. Before, because I lived on 50th at the place on Arch. Yeah. So I was always hype or whatever, and always like a hype John, excited about it, and this, that, and the third. But I was there to get some. I think I was going to get one of those platters or whatever. And so my app was binging, and I was like, "Oh, I'm over here. You over here?" Because that's how it was. It was always by radius, so it would tell you how far or how close somebody is to you. And so that's how I would know who's far, who's close, near to me, all that jazz. Because if they were too far, you'd be like, "They ain't worth the conversation." And then the whole conversation about can you host or not, who got a crib, who don't. So I was, I had my own, little crib. So I get on 52nd, they tell me, okay, I'm in the area, let's meet up. So they were trade, because we've already, y'all know what trade is. They was trade, or that's how they describe themselves. So on 52nd, I messaged and I said, I'm on the corner. Like, I'm like in pink shorts. I was in my denim, because that was the Rihanna era when we was all doing denim and stuff. I was like, I've got a denim vest. And I have, I think, some pink shorts or some pink glasses. I think I had, and I had some. But anyway, I was noticeable. I'm on this corner right here, and I think the Israelites, them men, they was on that. Listen, you seen them in their outfits. They coming in as like summarized, okay? The hotels, honey. So I said, I'm over here where they at, but I'm on the other side because that's when I think the Checkers was there. Now it's a bank, but I can't remember. I was right there on the other opposite end. So anybody from West Philly know what I'm talking about. So I'm on that corner, like right there at the stop. So I'm standing there and I'm messaging the dude. I'm like, okay, where you at? I'm right here. I'm right wherever. He like, I'm going to come up to you, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm on low. But I think he was scared. I think he was hesitant. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was just signaling. I don't know what it was. But we just kept messaging back and forth. So then finally, a guy walks past me. Right. He looks at me. And I look back at him and I say, oh, that's him. Okay. So me and him looking at each other and I say, what's up? He said, what's up? I said, okay. I said, so, I'm looking like, okay, he looks good. So I'm like, ooh. When they look better, when they look better in person. So we looking at each other and stuff. So we walking. So zaddy. So I was like, oh, I'm in for a treat. See all that patience and stuff. Yeah. So he looks at me. I look at him. We start walking. He was a little uncomfortable. He got a little distant. I don't know why he was acting so standoffish. But I was like, maybe he's trade. So I was like, maybe he's, trade, be a little standoffish. So he's like looking at me. I look at him and say, so, you trying to hang out? He's like, yeah. So I was like, all right. So walk with me to my spot. So we walked down, got to my, we walked to my crib, whatever. Came over. A good time. A good time. He leaves. I said, well, I'll call y'all, text you. He said, all right. And he leaves and closes the door. Gag order. So then, okay, so this was, I said, after all of that waiting and all of that stress, I said to myself, this is going to be memorable. This is going to be an opportunity, because what's that song, Level Top by Beyonce? Some of the lyrics are a little thirsty. God is perfect, but it's perfect. So I was like, with all these years. So I was excited. So I messaged him and I said to him, and the Jack, because remember, I didn't have his cell phone number. So I messaged him and I said, oh my goodness, that was such a good time. I want to do it again. Right. Kind of thing. Yeah. My message back. You dirty whore. I don't know what you talking about. You a smut. Well, don't message me again. You must have been, you fucking somebody else. I said, what are you talking about? First of
all, he barely fucking knew you.
Right. He didn't know me to talk to me like that. So the gag is, y'all.
Girl.
The gag it. So let me be clear. The man said to me that I left him in the car. It wasn't him. The man who I thought, it was a stranger.
See, that's the gag right there.
Okay, so let me explain this. What had happened apparently, well, so first of all, to be clear, it wasn't him. I don't know how, okay. So the crazy part, the clues was that, like, when I walked by, this dude just walked by the street. Like, he literally just walked on the corner and just saw me and was just like, hey, what's up? And I didn't know why he was standoffish because he didn't know who I was. It wasn't the same. So the person I was messaging thought I was with was not, it was just somebody else. I didn't know who it was. Wild.
That's crazy.
And so I felt so embarrassed. That's what I think. That was my epiphany.
But it was good though, right?
It was, but it's a lesson. But it's a lesson here. There's a lesson here. Don't be out here being DL because somebody else who's willing to go out and step out their car and pick you up is going to be somebody else. Mm-hmm. So the moral to trade in that situation is you try to be so super low, you so low that someone else done took it from the low, okay, or the back, whatever you prefer. But I just want to be clear that it was not my fault.
He had to be rude like that on the
He was calling me a whole smut, but he was mad.
Like, he don't even know you.
Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, I also, too, saw him and followed up with him.
Really?
I did.
Wow.
He wasn't mad, though. I said to him, it was out of confusion. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. And then he was like, it's nothing. Life happens. So then he ended up seeing me and seeing how good it was.
All right. I got super soaker. All right. I got super soaker.
Anyway, it's just life. Wow.
Child.
That was my moment, I think. I think that was my moment. And then right after that, that's when that so happened and I met Mr. Johnson. But at that point, I think in my life, we sure do. We do. Don't get in my DMs, honey. After you hear these hotels, no tells.
That's my brother-in-law.
So, there's been some interesting scenarios we saw earlier about like the weirdest encounters. So like these are not like stories, but like weird things that are bad habits I saw over the years. We talked about this. So one of the weird things that happened to me is this fetish. I don't know if people still do it, but this whole thing with guys with their dicks out, like they would like when you would hook up or something, and there was the guys who were like very hesitant, like take their clothes off, and so they would like wear their boxers, and they would slip their dick through the clink of the boxers, but they would keep their whole boxers on, but keep their dick through the slit. They never took them off.
Honestly, depending on the person, that could be really hot.
You think that's hot? That's tacky. I feel disrespected. I feel like a $2 hoe. I feel like you coming in. No, but you know what it's giving. It's like, okay, you're not worthy for me to take my clothes off. Think about it. Think about it. Cool. So I'm completely butt ass naked, and you're completely with your drawers on, and probably your shirt. Who knows? Yeah. And then you don't even take the full things off. You're just like, I'm just gonna pull this, break this out
through the hole,
and that's it.
Pull my dick through the hole to get another hole,
and to get another hole. Right? Is that disrespectful?
A bit. I don't know.
Where's your confidence?
Well, see,
okay, exactly.
I watched this motherfucking who's my favorite porn star? Daddy. If y'all know what video I'm talking about.
Daddy? Okay.
If you got children around, please vacate your children.
Explicit content, and I put an E in there. They know it's. Listen, this is not. Yes, this is no. Parental advisory suggested. Go ahead,
child. But yeah, so if you remember that video, it was the houseboy cleaning up the house, and then.
Yes, so there's a house. Well, you have to tell them with a straight face. No pun intended.
And okay, the company, if y'all know, is Read It Raw. I ain't gonna say it.
You ain't gonna say the company? Well, that is it. I mean, it's pretty much.
Eat it all. Eat it all. If you know what that rhymes with.
Read It Raw? Anywho, go ahead.
So, you know, the boy was cleaning the house butt naked, and then the man was like, okay, you finished for the day. And he said, I ain't got no money for you, but I got this dick though. So you know how that goes.
So he paid him in dick.
Basically. Okay. And it was one of their hottest videos. Shout out to that porn star.
Yeah. Allegedly. So it's interesting because so between hand sanitizer, what are some other awkward encounters you've had, like in that sense of like a situation where you was like, no, this is not what I want to do?
Let me see. Well, besides the hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer was traumatizing.
That was ridiculous.
Yes.
I've actually, just sometimes when I just found someone unattractive. I'm sorry. Like.
So when you saw them in person, they looked like their picture, or was it catfish?
Catfish.
That's real?
That's real.
Have I ever been catfished?
Like, I showed it to the house, and I'm sorry, but like the man looked like he could be somebody's great grandfather.
Oh no!
Old as hell.
Okay, so I had a weirder story.
I say, sir, bye. Go take your medication and sit the fuck down somewhere.
What did he say when you confronted him?
I didn't say no. I say, I'm not into this. I'm just gonna go home. I ain't get super disrespectful, y'all. Like
You just said,
I'm not,
Dad, no, Grandpa.
No, like, sorry, no, sir.
I'm not here to raise your stock price. Yeah, no. Okay.
Hoes be catfish.
Very much so. So I've never had a catfish experience, but I had a situation where someone used the face of a porn star.
Really?
And it was them.
You know
who this is. Yes.
Oh my God.
So I was on, what was that app called back then? It wasn't an app, it was a site. It was called Adam for Adam.
Oh, yeah, A for A.
The A for A. So someone on there, and I said, this is not this person. And I thought they were. I was like, this is a joke.
This is a lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie. It's not them. So this was, again, circa 2010. I was new to Philly. New girl. But I had came across this person and on some, online. I was like, what is this entertainment I see? Who is this?
Right.
So I was like, this is not them. So they said, oh, I can come through, whatever. I said, okay, we'll see. Come through. They come through. And they said, I'm going to stop at Fresh Grocer, RIP Fresh Grocer, because, Acme. Mm-hmm. So they said, let's go to Fresh Grocer. They go to Fresh Grocer. They bring sushi, a fruit salad, something else.
Right.
And they bring that, and then they bring it to my dorm. And then they're just very much like, oh, this. So it was them. When I went down, because downstairs they sign the person in.
Wow.
When dorm, so you have to sign people in. Like, I like that because, campus safety, safety, because you just never know. Listen, if you at the door, trail. That's right, that paper trail, okay? I never really was into hosting. No, not hosting. I never was, taking a train, one bad train stopped at 69th Street, ironically speaking. I was like, never again. But in this situation, they came to me. Mm-hmm. So it was them in the full flesh.
Baby.
I was not ready. I was not prepared emotionally, mentally, or physically. Could not believe it. I was like, what is going on? So.
I'm screaming.
Yes. So that happened. Child. And I just, I never really saw them again in that way. That was one time, and I just said to myself, the internet is an interesting place.
Well, did he show it to you? Was it given what it was supposed to have been gave?
It did.
Ooh, all right.
But I have since had better. Let me just be clear.
Ooh, game.
So,
the shade.
But no, I won't take that from them. I hope that I'm not going to disclose. But anyway, I'm just surprised that sometimes. So you had a catfish story and I had a blackfish story.
Yes.
Well, they was really who they were. I was like, oh, this is real. I thought I was going to get fast. I thought it was funny because I was like, they literally said, I'm coming. I can come through. I was like, this is not who I think. And it was who they thought it was. They was who they present themselves or on there.
Was he neat?
Define neat.
I don't know.
Yeah, everything was together.
Oh, okay.
Everything was together.
Because I done seen some adult film stars in person. I'd be like, ooh, child.
Coked up and washed up and, what's that? What's the song we see? Cranked up and so up. Know what I'm talking about. Draped up and dripped out.
Know what I'm talking about.
It wasn't none of that. Okay, they were definitely together. Surprisingly.
Good for him. That means he did something with his money. But anyway.
Well, later,
A little bit. Wow.
Okay.
Child. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all know what I mean when I say child.
Okay. So, yes. But in essence, and concluding before we get ourselves in any more trouble.
Yes, because I'm ready for some cocktails.
I think I am too. But to just say to people for this episode, we might do a part 2. An extended edition, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what the hosts, we see what the listeners want.
This is just a tease.
A tease.
A big little tease.
I just thought I wanted to give y'all a little something to nibble on. No pun intended. For the moments. But we just thought that, I just said to myself, since the fans wanted something for this long extended 4th of July weekend, and just because I'm excited for so much that's going on, and you all, we just said I'll just give y'all a little something, it's a little quickie.
Right.
A quickie.
A little quickie.
Yes.
Y'all know what a quickie is.
That's right. Okay, and let's be very clear. Fuck Bill Cosby and the girls that be out here drugging the girls and doing all. We don't do that over here. I've had never a hotel where anybody tried to slip nothing in my drink. No? Did you?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no. Fuck no. And we encourage people to, practice consensual sex. Always.
Please, in safe sex.
Sex too. Yes, do that. Do that. Be smart. Be all of those things because let us tell a hotel and they be treating us like Lil Nas X. They be wanting us to educate the girls. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to me, bitch. I'm not trying to be. Listen. So you're right. So we said what we said. We put our disclaimers there. Be smart. You know what I'm saying? Let a friend know what you're doing. When I was on my whole excavation and my stuff, this man right here that you're here on the other end, I will call him and tell him where I was at. Let a friend know. Don't ever be ashamed. If you cannot let your friends know your hotels, then they're not your friends. Mm-hmm. You need to let people know where you're at all times to be safe out here because people get missing and stuff be happening, and then they be telling friends, "I'm at a cafe, but bitch, you in a trap house." You got to be consistent.
The trap house with 6 different men, scared for your life, bitch.
A bukkake. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. I had a situation one time, best friend, you know this, where I was in a really crazy situation where I went somewhere and somebody tried to tell me, "Oh, me and my friend trying to come." No. This is one-on-one. I don't do no double. I don't have to. Listen, I'm not judging people that want to do threesomes and things. That's your business.
Live your best life.
Live your best life. But at the end of the day, it needs to be consensual from the jump. Don't ever be like, "Oh, I'm bringing my friends. My friend is going to sit in the back." Why he sitting in the back? We don't do no Players Club Junior shit. It's only one. And it's consensual, right?
Abide by the rules, bitch.
Abide by them. And you got to let your friends know, because if something go down, you text your friend like, actually, I'm going to need to go ahead and take that ride.
We all know what happened to Ebony in the Players Club.
We all know what happened to Ebony's in the Players Club. We need to prevent that.
Bitch, don't be Ebony.
Don't be Ebony. And don't be Junior either. Okay? So, just being clear. Okay? Really don't be Junior.
And don't be no motherfucking Junior. Bitch.
That's right. So, outside of that, be smart, be safe, do your thing. If it don't feel right, just get up and leave. And, keep some pepper spray if you have to, and knives. And
you do not have to do nothing if you don't want to.
You don't have to, okay?
Yeah, see, I can show up to that nigga house with his old ass. And
you said goodbye, okay? Some people be feeling bad for the nigga, but, since I'm already here. No, ma'am. No, you don't have to. Tell him bye. Go. I've done that one time. I went in a situation, I said, you know what? I just don't feel like I'm in the mood. Let me just go. And that's what's going to be. Yes. And don't ever and also too, let me just say this to the quote unquote allies. Don't believe these motherfuckers when they be talking about people fooling them and shit. They know what they doing. They know what they looking for. They out here looking. They got a type. They want what they want. Don't ever let them lie on people in the LGBTQI community. LGBTQIA community where asexuals don't want none of y'all, so leave them alone. Period. But the rest of everybody else, don't let them lie and say people out here fooling them. They know what they want. Don't ever have a hate, fear, drop thing, whatever. Oh, so, I didn't know what I was doing. This person, turned me out. Nobody's turning anybody out. Lies. You've been wanting your dick. You've been wanting the ass. Stop lying. Most of the time they pursue us. We don't even be doing nothing. Okay, trade is never being trapped. No one's fooling them, putting voodoo on them. They want what they want. They've been wanting it. Actually, what happened is that we was the thing that made them feel like they can jump out. Call it a breakout star. So let's just say I want to put that on there too. And I think that's everything. Just be smart, be good. A little taste. Take care. Ernestly Speaking is recorded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and can be found on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. To stay up to date with the latest on the show, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Mr. Ernest Owens. Use the hashtag Ernestly Speaking to tell me what you thought about this episode, and check out my website at ernestowens.com.